Shaun King joining us now. Shaun, Joey Porter, I don't know if I've seen anyone back a bus up over a franchise quarterback as effectively as Joey Porter did. Are you surprised by Joey Porter's comments, or had you heard these things previously?
Not at all. And one of the greatest mysteries in my experience in the National Football League is the fact that this is just now coming out. In 2016, I actually was the Bill Walsh internship winner for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I was there, and let's just say when I left, I had elevated Mike Tomlin to the greatest manager of people that I've ever been around from a head coaching standpoint. This was a team that had Ben, who nobody talked about outside the organization, but also had Antonio Brown, had Le'Veon Bell. Like, it was loaded with great talents, but also enigmatic type personalities. And the one thing I came away, and this is 2016 now, so this is pre-NIL, transfer portal, like this is pre-like designating yourself legendary, was how selfish Ben came off. Like, we got in the quarterback room, and day one, he walks in and he puts his training camp schedule on the table and tells Todd Haley and the quarterback coach, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm full day, I'm going to go half day, I'm going to go off day. Just out the blue. I never seen anything like it. Like, granted, I never was of Big Ben's caliber, but I had played with some really good quarterbacks, and I've been around some really successful organizations, and I never seen it. And the thing that was odd was they do like this big scrimmage in the preseason, Jason, and his schedule, the off day, fell on the scrimmage day. So we went to this little town, and the whole city came out, and he was standing over there next to me. I was like, it's different. But, I mean, they won a lot of games. But it's always kind of been odd to me that he's kind of gotten a pass on, like, how things really were, inside that organization.
Why did he get a pass? How did this not? I mean, we heard about the off-field illegal stuff, potentially or allegedly, but we never. I'm telling you, just like I was telling those guys, I thought Ben's reputation was, the offensive linemen, they love him. They go out drinking with him. Ben's popular in the locker room was kind of my perception.
Do you think sometimes organizations and their historical narrative, it can kind of supersede what's best in the short term? Meaning, this was an organization at the time. Mike Tomlin was only their third head coach in history. And you have this long-standing quarterback who has led y'all to 3 Super Bowls, 1, 2. So it's kind of like grace is being given, grace is being shown. And maybe that's why he was able to extend, his tenure there even beyond his prime. And also why there was such organizational, intentionally developed position that we're going to insulate a lot of the bad stuff from the public. And I think it says a lot about the organization, because their organizations got stuff inside internally that you don't want to get out. Pittsburgh, to me, has done a tremendous job, which is why it's almost shocking that guys are now starting to speak up. And I think a lot of it had to do with the linebacker that tried to criticize Tomlin. Remember, Ben is kind of getting hit with strays here, because it was James Harrison that attacked Tomlin, and really Joey Porter was defending Tomlin more so than attacking Ben. But in defending Tomlin, he made the comparison, how dare you say something negative about Mike T? And then Ben came out and added himself to that mix, and now he's catching bullets.
Hold on. Ben commented on James Harrison's comments?
Ben had something to say about Mike Tomlin, if I'm not mistaken, which is how he kind of put himself in the bullseye. He had a non-favorable public take or it became public about Mike T.
I don't remember that. If someone, Peyton, Luke, if Justin, if someone remembers that and can give me the details on that, but Joey Porter, I think it needs to be added. He was an assistant coach for
When I
Mike
was
Tomlin.
there, he was a linebacker coach.
That was for 4 or 5 years. So he's got a vested interest in Tomlin, and also, and I'm not even saying this negatively, Joey Porter's sitting there like, hey man, y'all want to clown Mike Tomlin? That hurts other black coaches, and I'm going to protect Mike Tomlin's reputation so that others may get the same opportunity that Tomlin got. It tell me this, and I know you were just there for a year under that program. Was Ben the worst of the? And you don't have to say who was worse, but was he a reflection of an overall culture that had a lot of selfish players like him, or was he a tone setter that perhaps legalized a lot of enigmatic behavior from teammates?
I feel like he was isolated in his behavior, and it was just accepted. Like, that's just Ben. And they're like, don't speak too loudly. If you disagree with it, just accept it and do your job. And it's not like he was marching up the hill against the grain and he had a bunch of people behind him. It just was him being him. And I'm not like in a position to like be as adamant about it because I was only there for a very short period of time. But in the glimpses that I saw, I was not necessarily disappointed, Jason, but shocked because I had never seen it in the game of football. You got to think, in the game of basketball, this is kind of when load management and stars were like acting themselves out of situations to get better. So it was like the divas were in the NBA game. It wasn't an NFL thing. So to me, that's why it kind of stood out because it was kind of diva-ish behavior.
Man, I'm just juxtaposing that to Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's relationship when they were successful for those 2 decades, and how Brady went along with very corporate, buttoned up keeper. He went along with everything Bill Belichick wanted to do, and it sounds like you might be arguing that Tomlin never got that. He didn't have the quarterback to where he could build that type of partnership.
Well, 2 different situations. Brady was drafted by Belichick, correct? And he was a late round draft pick, so his whole energy was always trying to prove himself. Mike Tomlin inherited a Super Bowl champion, Big Ben Roethlisberger. I think he was a quarterback when they beat the Seahawks in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Coward, right. So it's a slightly different situation, dynamic-wise. And Tomlin was a first-time head coach. You're inheriting a quarterback that's already won a Super Bowl for this organization. So that dynamic to me is a little different in how it was introduced and how it was developed over a period of time.
You blame Joey Porter for outing this, for doing this, or it's just a reflection of the time where everybody's got a podcast, everybody needs content, and he provided some good content?
I don't, because I've been around a lot of head coaches, Jason. Mike Tomlin is one of the best I've ever been around. So I can see a guy like Joey Porter pushing back on anything that tries to diminish how great of a head coach Mike Tomlin was. And in doing that, there are going to be some people to get caught with strays. And I think that's what's happening with Big Ben. Because for the most part, Big Ben has kind of been out of sight, out of mind since retiring, right? He's not calling games. He's not, on a national platform. So I think a lot of this has to do with, if you're out there and you're a former Steeler, be careful taking shots at Mike T. It's some guys that really love him, that really appreciate how great he was. And Big Ben was always cool to me. Let me point that out. He was cool to me. He was not standoffish or anything negative towards me, but the way he approached doing his job was different than anything I'd seen.
Here, I want to play the clip. We have the clip that you were referring to as it relates to Ben. He basically was suggesting that Mike Tomlin should go to Penn State. Let's play the clip.
It's being talked about around here a lot. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's a clean house time. Maybe it is. Maybe it's time. And I like Coach Tomlin. I have a lot of respect for Coach Tomlin. But maybe it's best for him too.
Sure.
Maybe a fresh start for him is what's best. Whether that's in the pros, whether maybe go be Penn State's head coach. You know what he would do in Penn State? He'd probably go win national championships.
Because
he's a great recruiter.
That's what I said.
I don't know how you would know that he's a great recruiter in the NFL, free agency. I guess maybe he's, but I could see where Joey Porter hears that as, oh, that's a sneak diss. And because I'm in Ben's mind, he's being positive. Oh, he would kill it. And I really honestly think Ben is trying to be positive, but Ben probably needs to realize, man, I got some skeletons. There's some guys that wouldn't mind settling some scores with me. And he probably should have stayed out of it. He probably shouldn't have commented on Tomlin at all.
And Jason, he didn't take his own advice. Because Big Ben's last, 3-4 years in Pittsburgh? I mean, it's probably why Pittsburgh still hadn't figured quarterback out. Because they should have been moved past Big Ben and started the process whether you had to go through missing on Jimmy Garoppolo, you found Drake May. I'm talking New England. Like, Belichick accelerated that process. Brady obviously had some good ball left because he won a championship in Tampa, but they were like, okay, well, this one has run its course. But Steelers showed Big Ben a lot of grace them last, 3.5, 4 years. And so for him now to be like, and not give Tomlin that same deference, in my opinion, is why guys like Joey Porter, and listen, it's going to get deeper than this now, because you got to just think about the personalities that Tomlin was able to manage during his tenure there in Pittsburgh. And that's why when people talk about, well, he's never had a below 500 record, but he wasn't winning a championship, to manage that group, those different groups for that extended period of time, and always stay above mediocre, at least, that's your floor. Just telling you, man, Tomlin, and I'm going to champion this every time I can, is one of the greatest head football coaches football has ever seen.
I do think you got one of the Pouncey brothers has a big personality. He may comment on this, and he played with Big Ben. You got James Harrison. He'll have something to say. I think Willie Colon is still in the media. There's a lot of different guys that will have something to add. Le'Veon Bell may have something to
Ward, add. Antonio Brown, or his burner account, one's probably going to be pretty vocal.
Hines Ward could chime in. Yeah, there could be. Wow,